book lovers, it is G-Swizz here, and I am here today with my May/Sydney Writers Festival TBR. If you guys don't know what Sydney Writers Festival is, pretty much it's a writers festival in Sydney. Wow, that's like such an amazing revelation, G-Swizz. I would have never known. Where would you be without me? If you Sydney-siders are wondering whether I'm going to all day YA or not, I still don't know yet. I mean, I've pretty much bought all these books like intending to go to all day YA. There's just something that I'm waiting on from Sydney Writers Festival people because they kind of contacted me. That's pending. Hopefully something might happen. Yeah, I have no clue what's happening. I decided that I want to read all the books that are from the authors because at least if I meet these authors, I could get them signed. I will mention the authors as I mentioned the books that are on the TBR. So let's get started with my Sydney Writers Festival TBR, and then I will be moving on to my regular May TBR. So Lego. Oh, and before we start, gotta let you know that I do not own these books as of yet, or like the books that are coming out this month. I'm still waiting on. May is full of anticipated releases. So the first author that is going to be at Sydney Writers Festival that I have to mention will be Jennifer Niven. I at least want to get All the Bright Places and Holding Up the Universe finished by her. I hear a lot of praise about those books, and I at least want to read those two because I think Jennifer Niven used to previously be an adult author, but these are her YA books and she's actually coming to Sydney Writers Festival. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna read these two books. I want to give those two a shot, and yeah, I'm really excited for them actually. The next author that will be coming to Sydney Writers Festival will be Sarah Crossan, who is the writer of One and the co-author of We Come Apart. I really want to read those two books. They are also written in verse, and to be completely honest, I've never actually read anything in verse before. So this is going to be a very interesting experience, and at least they're not like too intimidating because they're in verse, but at the same time I kind of have to get used to the verse. I'm really excited to read her books before the festival. The next author that will be making his way to Sydney Writers Festival will be Garth Nix, and I intend to read Sabriel, at least the first book in the Porcelain trilogy, I think that's what you call it, and Frog Kisser, which is his latest book. They're completely different. One was written like, what, the year I was born or something like that, and then Frog Kisser came out this year. I definitely want to read those books because they just seem so different but so awesome, and I like to have a bit of fantasy on my TBR. The next author that I will be reading from will be Julian Tamaki, who is a graphic novel writer. This month I really want to read This One Summer. Like, I definitely want to support her as well, although I've never read anything by her. To even hear from her, if I was to ever go to a panel from her like during like the All Day YA or something like that, that would actually be really cool. Like, she would have my attention, let's just say that. Another author that's coming to Sydney Writers Festival will be Maria Lewis, and I really want to read her book Who's Afraid. It is the first book in her Tommy Grayson series. There's going to be 5 books in the series. 2 books are out so far. I at least want to get to the first book. I wanted to read the series for a good amount of time. It's really funny actually. When I went to the Dracora launch, we actually bumped into Maria Lewis, and I had no clue who she was. Like, I thought that she was just, you know, one of Jenna's and Kezia's and Katrina's friends and stuff like that. She was an author. I was just talking to her very casually. Like, I loved her dress. She had like a Black Widow dress on. Like, Black Widow was on her dress, and I was just like, man, I love your dress. It is awesome. Had no idea she was an author. Absolutely no idea. Until we left Dimmicks that day, and then I asked Jenna, I'm like, hey, is she an author? Jenna's like, yeah, she's like the author of Who's Afraid. I'm like, what? I met an author and I was just talking to them casually. Like, how did I not know this? So yeah, that was really funny. But I definitely want to read Who's Afraid because she just seems like an awesome person. Like, she is an awesome person. I follow her on Twitter and she's just like freaking awesome, and I totally want to support her. Another author that will be coming to Sydney Writers Festival will be Rupi Kaur, who is the author of Milk and Honey, and I will be reading Milk and Honey this month. You guys need to keep me accountable to it. I mean, a lot of people have been hyping it up on BookTube. Like, she's coming to Australia. It's different from what I read because I don't usually read poetry. This is gonna be very interesting, but I'm really excited for it. And the last author that I definitely want to read from that is coming to Sydney Writers Festival, I actually own their book, Remind Me How This Ends by Gabrielle Tozer. I'm not only going to see this author at Sydney Writers Festival, I'm also going to be going to a YA talk or YA chat. I don't know what they call it at Dimmicks Sydney. If any of you guys are Sydney-siders, at Dimmicks Sydney every month they have a monthly YA book chat. The author is going to be there, and I decided to buy this book. Yeah, I definitely want to read this. She's also the author of The Intern and Faking It, which is like a duology. I really want to read this one at least because I'm probably going to meet her at least once. So now I'll be moving on to my actual TBR. So first of all, I will talk about some comics that I got from the library. First one being 5 Seconds by Stephen Cope. Yeah, I was just pretty much intrigued by this because the art style is really cool, and I think he's an Australian kind of like independent graphic novel writer, so I just decided, hey, you know, like I may as well pick this up, and it looks like it's action-packed. And the last but certainly not least item that I picked up from the library, The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl Beats Up the Marvel Universe by Ryan North. So this isn't a part of the Unbeatable Squirrel Squirrel Girl series that I've been reading. This is actually just a standalone. I decided, yes, I'm gonna pick up the standalone, and it's done by my favorite illustrators ever because they do the normal Unbeatable Squirrel Girl comics, so it's pretty much gonna feel like that, but it's a standalone. Now I will go into the books that I was sent for review. Also, one of them is an unpackaging, so I should actually include that in my title. I didn't mention earlier on in this video, but it's really exciting, guys. I will first start off with the book that I had already unpackaged, or at least my mom had already unpackaged before filming. I was not really happy, but at the same time I was very happy that she texted me telling me what the book was because I was really excited about it. The first book that I was sent for review this month will be The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. Yes, I'm halfway through this and I'm loving it so far, and I cannot wait to review this for you guys. It's just so fun. It's very, very relatable. My review on it to come soon. Also, I forgot to mention that I was sent this by Penguin Teen Australia. Thank you so much, Penguin Teen Australia. You've just always been awesome. Speaking of Penguin Teen Australia, they sent me this. They know what it is. If you guys don't know, it is one of my most anticipated releases of the year, and it comes out the same day as Aqua War. I don't know which one I'm gonna read first because they're both gonna come out on the same day. But Penguin Teen Australia have made it easier for me by sending me this book a week earlier. I'm going to read it as soon as I finish The Upside of Unrequited, and now I unbox it. I seriously need to hide my address, guys. Like, this is why I'm holding it like this. Oh my gosh, it's The Dark Prophecy! If you guys didn't know, The Dark Prophecy is the sequel to The Hidden Oracle by Rick Riordan, and I just reread The Hidden Oracle. I loved it so much. I can't contain my excitement. It's so exciting. Penguin Teen Australia, thank you so much. If you guys didn't know, I was also sent this book for honest review, so I will be posting a review on my channel for this. Who knows, I might be posting a review for the first one. Have no clue. I'm so excited to read this. I got sent the Rick Riordan book to review. This is a dream come true. Oh my gosh. And finally, the last books on my TBR are going to be obvious ones. I don't own them currently because they're coming out this month. The first one of the two will be A Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. It's happening, guys. I am so excited to read this, and I'm so happy to read it and be relieved that I'm not missing out on Dark Prophecy because I'm gonna be able to read this before A Court of Wings and Ruin, but I need to finish The Upside of Unrequited so that I have time to read this. Rick Riordan's books are amazing. But yes, getting back to A Court of Mist and Fury. Third book in the series, we've reached this point, and I've pre-ordered it. And I'm really excited because I'm gonna go to the book launch day at Civic Sydney. And final book on my TBR will be Lord of Shadows by Cassandra Clare. I cannot wait for this book. I don't really need to say too much anymore, but yeah, this is a very long TBR, guys. Please pray for me. I don't want to die. Oh my gosh, guys, I've got to do my TBR jar challenge. I don't think I'm gonna pass it this month, but I may as well just take one out of the jar to see what I got. If not, I'll have to double up next month. Let's see. Let's do this. To be honest, I'm not even like gonna bother shuffling them around. Yeah, let's see what this one is. Actually, this is achievable. It's read a book over 500 pages. A Court of Wings and Ruin and Lord of Shadows counts because they're both gonna be 700 pages. So that is going to be it for this video today, book lovers. You can follow me on my social medias. I'm at G-Swizzelbooks on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm also at Goodreads. That's www.goodreads.com/gswizzle. I love you, book lovers, and I will see you later. Peace.